Welcome to Health News and Views, a podcast dedicated to bringing some clarity to the health disparities in the Black and Brown communities. If you believe there's a connection between food, sickness, and health, then you're in the right place. Let's begin the process of unraveling the truth. And now your host, Lynn Pete.
Greetings and welcome to Health News and Views, Food, the Final Frontier. Thanks for stopping by. Hi, I'm your host, Lynn Pete. June is Brain Awareness Month. So in this episode, where are my keys? We will continue the exploration of whether it is simple forgetfulness or cognitive decline. But as usual, we'll give our disclaimer, which is that the subject matter provided on this podcast or any of our published documents is for informational purposes only. Food, the Final Frontier, and our partner, healthnewsandviews.info, we do not attempt to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease or condition. Always check with your healthcare provider before making any lifestyle, dietary, or prescription drug changes. And now, where are my keys? Well, the invention of this computer and other technological outlets seem to have brought so many of us to a place where information overload has taken over the better part of our brain. Would you agree? Well, there are emails to respond to or delete. You have bills now that you pay online, Zoom and other meeting software programs that make gatherings more accessible from a remote location. Well, the computer has replaced mounds of paper we used to house and find creative ways to store. Now we seek out shred events to dispose of the old paper bills and checks. Some companies actually offer rewards if you choose to pay online. I do remember memorizing telephone numbers for at least 10 family members and all of my friends. Who needed a telephone book? And reading, that was fundamental. And books? Well, they held the key to making it in this world or living in abject poverty. My once viable brain now will betray me in an instant. It has the capacity to take me into another room or up a flight of stairs, only to leave me there wondering what I went there to get. I've been in conversations with my husband or my brother when they insist I help them finish their sentence. For example, who was the guy who played the part on the comedy series that used to come on Tuesday nights? What? Oh, come on, you remember he wore a black hat? And I'm like, I barely remember what I cooked for dinner Sunday night. Has your life become somewhat like mine, where jingles and riddles is how I kind of remember things anymore? Do you remember the childhood game of heads and shoulders, knees and toes? You know that has now become glasses, wallet, keys, and phone. Well, that's how I remember to take everything when I go out the door to the car. Well, I'm having fun with this topic, but, gradual cognitive decline is not really a laughing matter. And June is dedicated to Brain Awareness Month. It was thought that cognitive decline was relegated only to senior citizens. She's a little senile. He keeps repeating himself. However, it can affect those in their 30s, 40s, and middle age as well. Jessica Magala, who writes for Women's Health, for Glamour and other magazines, she wrote an article for AARP entitled, "Where Are My Keys?" And she asks, is this a memory glitch, a senior moment, or just consequences of a stress-filled life? Or is this beginning of cognitive decline? Well, check out their April 2023 issue of AARP. She has put together a game to help determine what may be behind the many brain lapses. And the questions are asked, is it forgetfulness? Is this becoming a pattern for you? Maybe stress or lack of sleep need to be considered. Are you anxious, irritable, restless, depressed, or oftentimes sad? Have you begun a new prescription drug? Please take that into consideration too, because it is possible that new medications may affect your cognitive ability as well. Have friends and family mentioned that you're repeatedly asking the same questions even though the answer was already given? Have everyday work and family tasks taken longer or seem bothersome, like responding to twice as many emails that you had the day before, or remembering bill pay dates? Any of these scenarios could be something totally unrelated. However, if your routines have gotten out of hand, it could be some unhealthy ways of trying to remember to put things in place mentally. But it can also be a warning sign. Explore brain health with AARP. You don't have to be a senior to access the information, is what I'm getting at. So AARP.StayingSharp is the website. They offer a cognitive assessment, and guess what? It's free. The assessment tests your memory, your attention, and processing speed. I can make sure my husband gets on this one too. Anyway, and you can check out the 6 pillars of health, which is, are you being social? Do you engage your brain? How are you managing stress? Are you exercising? Do you get restorative sleep? And are you eating right? Well, in a November 19 article written by Ann Turgeson in the Wall Street Journal, she states that there are no miracle cures for cognitive decline. But recent studies suggest that we have more control over our cognitive health than we may think, and it just takes some effort. And the certain factors that could contribute to dementia risk are also things that people can control, like your blood pressure, your cognitive training, diet, sleep, and exercise, a 10-minute walk, or any combination of the above. So take time for you. This is entirely in your control. What you give your time and energy to is what will come back to you. How others take care of themselves is not in your control. You deserve to have all that life has to offer. Stay tuned to hear a recent interview that I had with a young man who is caring for his mother who has clinical dementia. Thanks for stopping by to Food the Final Frontier. Make it a powerful day. Be blessed and be a blessing to someone out there. You know, a blessing will always return back to you. Have a great day.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Health News and Views. Join us again next time as we continue to explore the correlation between food, sickness, and health. If you like the show, please subscribe and leave a review for Lynn. She would love to hear your comments. Thanks again for listening, and remember, food is the final frontier.